to Afternoon Live. Now is the perfect time to create your 2025 outdoor adventure bucket list. So here to share the ultimate lineup of places to visit throughout the year, we welcome back professional outdoorsman, travel writer, and author of the Collecting Sunsets substack. It's our friend Adam Sawyer.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
We're going all over the place today.
I know. They let me cast a broader net today in terms of the Northwest.
This is fun. So we'll talk about places that are a day's drive and then maybe a little bit farther than that.
Yes, considerably further afield potentially, especially if like boats and planes.
Okay, let's start with boats. How about going to Astoria?
Okay, we could take a boat there if we want to. We absolutely can. I like the way you think, lady.
Sure.
It's out of the box. Astoria, we know it, right? We know it, we love it. It's around the corner. It still has some grit to it, which I like, but it also has a lot of great dining options, a lot of eclectic lodging options as well.
Yeah.
You've got the Astoria-Megler Bridge, of course. You've also got the Column, which is fun. The Goonies house, which actually has been recently purchased by someone who's happy to have people kind of come check it out.
We love that.
So
that's very
they're
exciting.
a little more open about it, but there's also like Fort Clatsop is out there, so there's an awful lot of like history and food and drink and fun and not for nothing. So we started in winter. I think I forgot to mention that. Like we're going seasons, two places per season. But I like our kind of, winters like this here. I mean, we're going to go to some places that are a little more fun seasonally, but I like when it's like porter and stout season and whiskey and fire season. And Astoria is just a great town for that.
I love visiting the coast in the wintertime. It's fun to storm watch, and it's a different experience.
We're going down the coast all week.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, John Day.
John Day Fossil Beds.
Yes.
So this is definitely, we're going out there for geology and natural beauty. There's not a whole lot of cultural amenities in this part of Eastern Oregon, but man, the beauty is spectacular. And I like to go in winter because it's, not quite as hot. Granted, it's a little chillier, but you're going to beat the crowds.
That's true. That's
a spring shot, of course, a little flower in the foreground. But there's 3 different units to it, so it's spread out. You're going to spend some hours driving to these different things. But the diversity and the geological history is spectacular, and you could spend, I swear, days and days hiking and exploring around that place.
It's kind of one of those humbling experiences, seeing that beauty really with your own eyes firsthand.
Big time, and you have to. Those pictures don't do it justice.
Exactly. Okay, well, a little bit closer to town, the Dalles.
Okay.
That's easy.
I love the Dalles.
Yeah.
So everyone knows Hood River, and the Dalles is kind of like Hood River's less glamorous little sister. It's a little bit further east. It does get a little warmer. That's why I like going out there in spring. But with regard to, like, it's centrally located to some incredible stuff, like the Mosier Plateau, the McCall Preserve. Spring, the wildflowers going nuts. There's actually a lot better food and drink at that town than people give it credit for if they haven't been through it any time recently. And there's also right across the way the Columbia Hills State Park. They've got a huge collection of the petroglyphs and pictographs. She Who Watches right there is maybe the most renowned or famous one. Word of advice, you do need to take a tour, a guided tour to see those petroglyphs because they are of great cultural importance and
significance.
That is
so cool.
But I mean, look at the spring wildflowers out there. And it's, less crowded and less expensive than Hood River. I love you, Hood River, but look at the Dalles.
We're going to see it all.
That's right.
Okay, Olympic National Park. That's a big one.
That's a big one. Like, not all of these are under the radar or hidden gems. Olympic National Park, you've got the lakes, you've got rivers, you've got incredible rainforest. That's the Hall of Moss is there. Salduck Falls, you've got hot springs, historic lodges. It's such an incredible landscape. And spring, you're not going to be able to get some of the higher mountain areas in there, but it's so much less touched. And it was one of the last places to be mapped in the lower 48 states because that landscape is so daunting and impenetrable. It's just one of the most beautiful places in the Northwest.
Yeah, that's incredible. Okay, how about Sitka, Alaska?
Love Alaska all day, every day.
What a great idea. It's not as far away as we think.
It isn't. And southeast, where this is really close in, and there's Juneau and Ketchikan, a lot of these places, and it does require a boat or a plane to get to.
Yeah.
But Sitka, it's a little bit smaller. It's just as beautiful. I mean, look at that's in-city hiking in Sitka that you can take. Again, it plays much larger. The town does in terms of shopping and food and drink. It's on the Sitka Sound. You take whale watching tours, wildlife tours. You can get out and look at just the dramatic landscape in the Sound. But in terms of seeing wildlife and having actual cultural amenities, like I say, from a place that plays way larger, I fell in love with that town.
What a great idea.
Oh, it's amazing.
Okay, another one that's not too far away from us, Whitefish, Montana.
Yes, love Montana too.
So much great outdoor stuff in that part of the country.
Oh, I know. And here's what's great. You can take the Empire Builder, the Amtrak, from
cool.
PDX to Whitefish, drops you right off in town. Again, great cultural amenities. It's a beautiful town. People go there a lot for winter for skiing, but there's my friend Tosh. She had never been kayaking before. And so that lake is great for first-time kayakers, paddling, boating, swimming, hiking, all the outdoor stuff. And not for nothing, Glacier National Park is 30 minutes away.
Oh, wow.
So you can set up shop in Whitefish and have a go of it and
What
talk
a
about
great
some
stop.
fun cowboy bars.
Oh, for sure. Okay, I do know what you mean about that. Okay, here's somewhere I've never heard of, Penticton, BC.
Penticton, BC. As we were talking right before we went live, this is one of my favorite discoveries, I think, of the last decade. I'd never heard of this place. It's in the Okanagan Valley in BC. It has a Mediterranean climate. So like rolling hills and fields of vineyards, lakes, beaches, cliffs. Look at that lake.
That's stunning.
Incredible food and drink. There's the Kettle Valley Rail Trail. I hope I got that right. You take an e-bike all the way up and come back down and hit winery, cidery, brewery, all the way back into town. Incredible food and drink. Great wine in that part of the country.
We were
as well.
talking before and I said it sounds a lot like this place. I mean, I think it would be familiar to a lot of us in the Willamette Valley, that kind of area.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've got one more stop. Why not go to Tacoma?
Tacoma. Don't be afraid. Although they say keep Tacoma feared. Tacoma is actually, they are closer to Mount Rainier National Park than Seattle is.
Sure, yeah.
They've got the cute neighborhoods that we have. They have exquisite food and drink options
they
now.
really do.
They've done a lot with their waterfront park. They also have the Dale Chihuly Museum, Glass Museum. He's a world famous, world renowned glass artist. Almond Roca is made there. There's an almond Roca factory.
Oh,
if you can believe it or not.
nice. There you go.
And Point Defiance Park happens to be maybe, apologies Portland and Forest Park.
Oh, no.
My favorite municipal park anywhere is Point Defiance. I've got, it's spectacular.
That's high praise for our region because we're so spoiled. We have so many beautiful places, but
yeah, go to
that's a good
Tacoma,
one.
I'm telling you.
And you don't have to go through Seattle traffic to get there. That's
No,
really
exactly.
Nice.
No.
You get off the I-5 before you get to the worst part
That's
of
it.
All right, Adam. Nice to see
Good
you.
to see you.
Thank
Happy
you, my
New Year.
friend. We'll see you soon. Okay, we'll have more information about Adam and his Substack, Collecting Sunsets, on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this